Yo, what's up guys, Jack here, and today we've got some very exciting news for Star Wars Battlefront. 2 new heroes and 1 new villain have been announced as playable characters, bringing the total to 6. And just before we start looking at the all new information and screens, I do have a sponsored message from the top Star Wars card trader app. This is a neat little app that you can download for free on the App Store or Google Play. If you're a Star Wars fan, you probably at some point in your life collected cards or stickers, something similar to that. Well, now you can do it on your mobile device. Here I opened up a Wookiee army pack and got myself a gold Darth Vader, Chewbacca and Luke, plus a Tauntaun, Boba Fett, Lando and even Uncle Owen. Got a trade here as well. She actually wanted to trade my Cammy for her Princess Leia. Now that is a straight upgrade as far as I'm concerned. If you're interested in checking out the app, there's a link in the description below you can go to and download it. Right then, onto that Battlefront juiciness. 2 new heroes and 1 new villain. Not many surprises here, but on the hero side we can play as Leia and Han. Here are the new screenshots of them released earlier today. I think they've nailed the likeness there. Hopefully the voices are up to scratch as well. Kinda makes me wonder though, are we going to get alternative outfits for the hero characters, as there was a character customization section in the beta, because obviously here Leia is wearing her Hoth getup and might be a bit weird to see her running around Endor or Tatooine wearing that. Also, of course, Luke is in his Return of the Jedi gear on Hoth rather than his orange snowspeeder or rebel commander suit. But I think that if he was running around Hoth in his orange suit doing all his Jedi things, it might look a bit odd. So as for Leia's ability then, Princess Leia looks like much more of a defensive support hero after reading through the news post. All about buffing teammates and holding positions. Something really cool they announced here too. If you're lucky enough to spawn next to Leia, you'll come into battle as an Alderaan honor guard. And I'm guessing they'll have more health and maybe special blasters that do more damage. Interestingly, they also carry electro poles in Star Wars lore, so maybe you'll be able to use those as your melee attack. So Leia's 3 abilities sound pretty cool. Trooper Bane is the first one, and this is a hard-hitting boosted blaster shot, and it's designed to be fired in single bursts. It will kill a stormtrooper in 1 blast and also do a lot of damage to vehicles along with stunning them. So it's going to be pretty effective for taking down ATSTs, I imagine, or perhaps even a TIE fighter if you can land a good shot. And I reckon that the shot is going to have like a slow travel time, which kind of makes it harder to use and balances it out a little bit. Her second ability is the enhanced squad shield, a more powerful version of the standard squad shield that we saw in the beta, but this one can actually withstand certain force abilities, and you can shoot out of it while stood inside it with the Trooper Bane ability, which is going to be very useful. Her third ability is Supply Drop, and you can guess what that is. You can basically spawn a pickup or hero health boost on the ground in front of you, very useful for teammates or of course if you need some health. No word on Leia's blaster though, but she is holding the E11 in the screenshot. However, I think it'd be pretty cool if she had the DDC Defender from A New Hope or even the X30 from Return of the Jedi. Moving on now to Han Solo, we got this badass screenshot from Endor. Han Solo's definitely going to win that shootout for sure, and also his character profile here, lovely jubbly. Han is a very offensive hero to play as by the looks of it, with the power to output a lot of damage to infantry in a small amount of time. I think he's carrying the DL-44 there, and I'm guessing again that that's going to be more powerful than the standard blasters. So Han's 3 abilities are as follows. Rapid fire, now this one sounds really sweet. If you activate this ability, you'll be able to fire your blaster as fast as you can pull the trigger, and the weapon won't even overheat. It's only going to last for a few seconds, but if you can aim well, that sounds very strong to me, and you're going to be able to take out massive groups of enemies. Next up is Lucky Shot. This is a charge up and then release shot that is very effective against vehicles and infantry alike. It will even go through Darth Vader's lightsaber block as well if you ever find yourself in such a sticky predicament. And finally, the shoulder charge does exactly what it says on the tin really. You can charge forwards into battle, knocking anyone out of the way, or even use it as a get out of jail card to run away from combat as quickly as you possibly can. Now then, the villain announced today was none other than Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious himself. This is pretty awesome, and his character model looks amazing in this screenshot. Kind of an interesting villain, this one. He doesn't have a lightsaber, but instead his primary attack is Force Lightning. So yes, you will be able to glide around electrifying rebels as you go, and I'm hoping that they include his evil cackle laugh whilst you fry everyone around you. dice please. And his first ability is an extension of this, the Chain Lightning ability, which has a much bigger area of effect and deals damage to enemies all around you and not just the ones that you're aiming at. The Emperor's second ability is Imperial Resources, and much like Leia's, this will spawn a power up on the ground in front of you. Also get this, players that spawn near to the Emperor will come in as powerful shock troopers, and if I'm correct, I believe that they're the troopers with the red armor that you see in these survival missions that take a lot more damage to kill and also carry different weapons. His final ability is the Force Dash. Not much information about this one, but I'm guessing it's similar to Hand's Shoulder Charge, but it looks different. Use it to either enter battle and knock people over, or get out of trouble if you need to, and I really can't wait until we see that one in action. Very cool indeed. We've got 3 heroes and 3 villains that have been announced to play with so far, and I wonder if we'll see any more before launch. Also, another bit of news here, a very interesting game mode has been announced, Battles and Hero Battles, which is Rebels versus Imperials, and that can be a player against a team of AI enemies or even against another player. And if you play against another player, you enter the battle as a hero or villain depending on which team you're on, and you'll have AI buddies on your side as well as fighting against AI too. The goal of the game mode is to collect points by picking up tokens left on the ground by enemies that you've defeated. The first person to reach 100 points will be the winner, and you can also play this in split screen. Sounds like a pretty fun 1v1 competitive game mode. You can just have a laugh with friends and see if you can beat them. Finally, training missions, and I see these as sort of a small series of single player levels that can also be played with friends. The purpose of them to give you a Star Wars experience, but most importantly train you for the multiplayer environment. So missions apparently come in all shapes and sizes, and some examples are as follows. The Beggar's Canyon training mission is set on Tatooine, and you're flying around in an X-Wing taking out TIE fighters. The Battle of Hoth, of course you know what that is, and you're going to be flying a snowspeeder in the Invasion, going up against AT-ATs and more. On the Imperial side, you'll get to play as ATST walkers in the Overpower mission and in the Endor Chase. And finally, the Dark Side mission, which is where you play as Vader in the Hoth base, slaughtering the rebels as they try to flee. Sounds delightful. And if you play with a friend in this mission, they'll come in and play as the Emperor. So how cool is that? And that's all we've got for today, folks. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Looks like that the news and info is really gearing up as we get closer to the launch of the game. I'm sure that we're going to know everything there is to know pretty soon. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Link is in the description for the Star Wars trading card app if you want to go check that out. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.